Yes, George Billings is calling it a career, and Video Expressions of Southfield is going to bring you the live coverage of this important event. We're going to look in as George puts his last few days in at work with the Ford Motor Company. And we're going to follow George to his favorite lunch place where he has lunch every day and talk to some of his lunch buddies. We're going to talk to some of George's co-workers, videotape his last day at work, and we're going to pop in on George's family. And last but not least, we're going to tape George's retirement party. You are looking at Building 6, Component Fabrication and Assembly Section. The last stop in the illustrious career of George Billings. And in a few moments we're going inside and see if we can find George putting in his last few days at Building 6. If we're lucky, we might even catch George doing some work. George William Billings was born in St. Thomas, Ontario on March 22, 1923. A few years later, 1928 to be exact, George's father moved his family over to Detroit, Michigan, which included George's sister Ariel and his brother Jack. George grew up on the west side of town and was graduated from Northwestern High School in Detroit. After high school, George was invited to join the Army Air Corps, where he toured India, Calcutta, with the 21st Bomber Command. He also made stops at Taiwan and Saipan. After he was discharged, George tried the single life but didn't like it so well. And then Catherine came into his life. Well, we know the rest of the love story. They were married. And now there's a son, Bill, and a daughter, Jerry. And all of a sudden, George and Catherine are grandparents, and they love it. There's Marcia, who's 10 years old, which is Bill's daughter, and Brandon, who's 4 years old, who's Jerry's son. George's favorite sports are baseball, hockey, football, golf, and bowling. His hobbies include crossword puzzles, cooking, and playing the horses. George's favorite pig-out foods, wingdings. George started at the Ford Motor Company in 1947 at the old Lincoln Mercury plant on Warren Avenue in Livernois. And now, 31 years later, he's calling it a career. And to the sound of the big band that George loves so well, let's take a look at George as he puts his last few days in at Building 6. You are looking at Mallard's, one of George's favorite places to have lunch. And if we're lucky, we'll see George come in and have lunch with a few of his buddies.
Right here. You gotta turn around and get that profile. Yeah. I'm acting natural.
Don't get excited. Do your taxi joke. Do your taxi joke.
It's all shoot shot. Did you hear the story about the guy left Dallas and he landed in New York?
No, what was that, George?
And as he got out of the terminal, he got homesick.
How come?
After seeing the yellow roses taxes. No, I didn't screw that up. So tell us another joke?
Yeah, it's better than that.
Should I tell him a raunchy one or not?
Well, here's the George. Oh, you got a drink first.
Yeah,
Where's the champagne? Owen had to give it away. He got his shop going on. Where's that thing all there? That's his only coat he got, I think.
Hey, yeah, should have told me. It's too much trouble getting your jacket out.
Sit.
This is the live coverage of the retirement of George Billings, and we're talking to Jack Sitar, who was going to ask George a few questions on his up-and-coming retirement. Take it away, Jack.
Okay, Jack.
Well, George, where are you gonna go when you retire? Stay here or move out?
Well, at the present time, we got no plans for everything. Just take it easy and see how things develop. No plans. Maybe go up north a few times, and that's about it.
You know, old George here, he's retiring too, you know.
Yes, it's been a fine time we've had here with George over the years.
Both retiring together, that's not too bad. We
Right.
started together, we're gonna
Yeah.
finish together.
20 years together, and they
More than a bartender.
They opened it together and closed it
Yeah,
together.
right. How about that?
I hope he buys a drink before he leaves.
And George, do you have anything to say to George on his up-and-coming
George has been a
retirement?
fine customer throughout the 20 years I've known this gentleman here, and I hope he and his wife and his children have a very long retirement and a prosperous one. And, well, that's
I appreciate that, George.
not much more you could say about a fine gentleman.
And I'll say,
You ought to call him a fine gentleman. He put 2 of your kids through college.
Yes, he did. You can't get around like that. George was not only a fine customer, but a fine spender.
And what about Owen McDonald?
I want to say one thing to George. The best thing I can say to him right now, give the house a drink.
There you go.
Fine
There
work.
you go.
Fine work. No, Owen's bartender will go when you leave.
What about Owen McDonald there? He's known George for a few years.
George is one of the nicest guys at Building 6. You did?
He said building 6.
I said Building 6. One of the few nice guys that I'll miss.
Cruel.
And give the boys, they're gonna miss him. He'll never be replaced. You're right. Never be replaced. One of the good old guys. Ford Motors Company is gonna cut down. They don't need a replacement. Right?
You're
One of the
kidding.
good guys.
No
Here,
way.
you wanna say something while we got it on tape?
I haven't known George as long as these guys, but I think he's a hell of a nice guy. Definitely the class of this threesome here.
I reject that. Oh, that's scratch that.
Can you wipe out some of that?
Don't lay it on the toothpick. You'll embarrass him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna miss it. Sitar will be a owner then.
Yeah.
His last friend left.
This has been the live coverage of the retirement of George Billings, and now we're going into Building 6 and talk to some of George's co-workers for a farewell to George. Hopefully they'll have some nice things to say about George.
Hopefully.
You got some good liars, it'll be all right.
Well, George, if you're going to retire, and Steve told me he was coming around today to take a videotape, so I sat down and I try to write some of your good points, you know. Well, I've written them down here, and there's not too many. And I also had to write down some of your bad points, and I wrote them on this thing here. Good luck, George.
Well, being that Steve Clark is here, and I'm not very good at speaking into a camera, George, in every man's life comes to a point you got to retire, and yours have arrived. So I can't say too much about your good points and your bad points because Heine took care of that. But all I can say, George, retire in good health and enjoy it.
For anyhow.
This is the retirement of George Billings.
George who?
George Billings.
Who in the hell is George Billings?
Well, I think George Billings works here at Building 6.
You mean tell me that's that good-looking son of a bitch, tall, skinny? Is that the guy?
That's George.
Well, George, you're you're leaving without my okay, and you're leaving without my permission. But hope you have a long, happy, very healthy retirement.
Thank you, Dave.
Wait a minute.
Whoops, wait a minute.
Now, George, if you get a little lonely, if you get a little fed up, and you want to call me and invite me out for a game of golf, on you naturally, feel free. Because I'm pretty sure that Mr. Bob Walker, in his infinite wisdom and his big, generous heart, will let me half of a personal business day. Goodbye, Georgie.
Thank you, Dave Morley.
Well, George, we're going to miss you, but I'm sure that you're going to have a good time, and I'm sure you're going to drop in occasionally for a cup of coffee. And we just wish you lots of luck. And it's been a pleasure knowing you all these years, and you're a wonderful person. And I do thank you.
We're ready? Well, this is to say goodbye to the big man there at the inspection department, Mr. Billings. A fine friend, a real gentleman, and I'm going to be very sorry to see him leave us. I sure hope he enjoys his retirement and has good health and lots of happiness. Okay?
You're on.
Just to wish you a happy retirement and all the best in the future to you and your family, George.
Only thing I can say is we're going to miss you, especially seeing you walk in the office in the morning and creating a big shadow as you walk by. It's going to be kind of lonesome without you. And I don't know who I'm going to kid about the golfing and bowling and picking the poor horses you pick at the racetrack. But anyhow, George, it's been real nice, and come on back and see us when you can. We're going to miss you. You've been a good friend. Thanks, George.
Happy retirement, George. Good luck to you in the future. I hope you do a lot of traveling and really enjoy yourself. Good luck to you.
Happy retirement, George. You're going to be missed. But Mallards, but Millers, down the coach, but not around here.
George, you must know how much I hate leaving my job for any reason at all, but for you, I'm going to do it. You know, Steve made me do this. So I wish you a happy retirement. May it be long and fruitful. It's been nice knowing you, and have a happy retirement. So long, George.
George, it was nice knowing you. You're really a good guy. We're going to miss you, and I'm going to pass on the mic. Here you go, Larry.
Happy retirement, George. Hey. And have a good retirement. And hey, buddy, don't eat or drink too much.
George, hey, don't forget us. Come back and see us. Yeah, we'll be here. Okay, see you around.
Knowing you, but it's sure nice to see you leave. Happy retirement, you bum.
I didn't think you'd ever break down and do it. Lots of luck.
Happy retirement, George. We'll see you around, and next time we're on the same foursome, no glut.
Hello. Happy retirement, George. God bless you. Carry on. See you later.
Okay. Happy retirement, George. Good luck. And we'll see you up north. Right? Right.
George, you're talking about the Aberdapur Aardvark? Yeah, he's retiring. He did carry an awful lot of weight around this building. But, you know, it's going to be glad to get rid of him because now the cement won't sink in here. The foundation is getting a little bit weak. George, I do wish you the best, baby. I stop by and say hello every once in a while. Thank you.
I'm sick and tired of you. Don't count that in. Don't count that in. No. Little brother, this is your big brother talking. I'm gonna miss you, man. You know, like, I'm gonna miss talking sports with you in the morning. I'm gonna miss you know, your friendship, your camaraderie. Especially, I'm gonna miss them free brews you buy me at lunchtime. But if you need anything, I'll be in the plastic shop trying to tolerate Steve Clark, who sometimes gets on my nerve. But other than that, I want to wish you a happy retirement. And, you know, you got a friend if you're down and trouble. And you... Better be on. Did I have it on? Better be on. Is it on? It's on now, yeah. That's on. That's on. It's on. Go ahead.
Well, JB, I guess this is it.
Woo, woo, woo.
It's time for all good things must come to an end, but what the hell? You know, that'll be next time, so have a big one. And we really enjoyed you here, so there's nobody can replace you. So have a happy retirement, JB. We'll catch you.
I wish you the very best. And have a good retirement.
Happy retirement. Who? George Billings. Billings. God bless you, George.
A happy retirement to you, George. Been a pleasure working with you all these years, and good luck in the future. Have a good time. I'm envious of you. I'm gonna miss you around here. That's it, I guess.
Ready? Are you rolling right now? Happy retirement, George. I hope you have a lot of good lucky years. That's it.
Happy retirement, George. Best wishes to you, and come back and see us once in a while.
Happy retirement, George. It's been nice working with you. I hope you enjoy your retirement. Come back and see us again. Maybe we'll get together and go golfing. I'll run over your foot again.
Happy retirement, George. Have a good one.
George, make a lot of money out of Northville this winter.
You have a good retirement, George. And we'll see you out at the track, and the best of luck with those 3 new horses that you just bought. Take her easy, George.
Oh, hey. What? Tim, get out of here later. That's Tim, he's my hairdresser. Yeah, kind of cute, eh? Happy retirement, George.
Happy retirement, George. Well, George, I'd like to wish you a happy retirement, and I've really had a good time. You let a lot of my jobs go.
It's been nice working with you through the years, and golfing with you and bowling with you, and may you enjoy your retirement very much.
Okay. George, hope you have a happy retirement. You were probably one of the best inspectors we've had. I know there's a couple jobs that you helped me out on. You stretched your scale a little bit, or you shrunk it a little bit. You never worried about the trim line much. Speaking about helping out, remember those couple times I helped you out at DRC and at Northville? One was for 200, one was for 300. Tell you what, since you probably need it at your retirement, forget the whole thing. You can have it all.
George, I don't know what I'm going to do with a sniveler when you're gone. I might have to face up to it. But I might give you a quick call, come down there and save me from him. You know what I mean. And happy retirement, George. That would be it, pal.
I guess it's your turn for retirement. You're next in line, I guess. I don't know you that well, but I heard the guys talking around the shop. I didn't know you were as athletic as what I hear you are anyway. I heard that.
George, this is getting to be a habit.
Is the mic on?
Every day seems like Steve's back in here telling me somebody else is leaving. I think that maybe I'm going to have to lock the door on my... It's been a real pleasure this year working with you. And I'm starting to get the idea that you guys are the smart ones. And you enjoy as happy and long of a retirement as you have the years here at Ford. And everybody surely be missed by everybody. Thank you.
And here's Georgie at 4 years old. Here's George at 5 years old. And George's brother Jack and sister Ariel. George's brother Jack, his dad, and George. Private George Billings. And there's George on his wedding day, September 14th, 1955. And grandson Brandon, daughter Jerry and Brandon, son Bill, wife Bubbles, daughter Marcia. Was a bowler. 187 average. Here you see George's games, 257, 237, 228. He also had some 289s, 267s. There's a high series. George was a bowler. George is still a bowler.
And on a cold January day, you are looking at the door that George Billings has been coming and going from for the last 17 to 18 years. And we're going to go inside and hopefully videotape George's last day at work here at Building 6. Steve Clark, Video Expressions.
Say goodbye to George. I can say good luck and whatever, everything. This thing up in here, what the hell's this thing? Hey, good luck, George. All the best. Give my regards to my buddy, George. Okay? Take it easy. There you go. Here's her Herman.
Yeah, George, I'd just like to wish you the best of luck on your retirement. I hope you enjoy it as much as you've enjoyed aggravating me while you're around here.
Well, George, it's been nice knowing you. I hope you have a happy retirement. Come back to see us sometime.
Sure. Supposed to say come back and sure.
Okay, George. After all these years, I guess you're due for a good retirement. And if you ever need anything, you know where to come.
Well, George, old boy, it looks like you're going to be leaving us in a short time here now, and all I could say is lots of luck to you, and you have the best years of your life laying before you.
as you have a good long rest. And to enjoy what life that we have, you know, sometimes, George, it's just not good to leave all your friends and never come back and see them and say hello. So all I can say now is just best of luck to you and enjoy what we have laying before us. So long, George.
Take one, George Billings.
Take one what?
Take one. Take one hell of a good time. Retire. Enjoy yourself, George, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Steve.
George Billings, this is one of the saddest days for me, but I'm sure it's a happy day for you. We'll all miss you here very much, George. Very, very much. And I hope you always keep in touch with us, no matter what you do or where you go. We'll miss you, George.
Okay, George, it's time you got out of here, buddy, and we're going to hate to see you go, you salary puke. So you take care of yourself and have a good time. Bye.
Well, George, this is it, eh, buddy? 30 big ones. 30 and out. One of those 30 and out guys. All the luck in the world to you, okay? You just enjoy yourself, and I hope I don't see you as often as I see you now, like these other guys that always got to come back. They always got to enjoy the place, see what they're missing. Take care, eh, George?
How you doing, George? Happy retirement on all the things you want to do, and come back and see us sometime. But
Happy retirement, George. We worked together for a lot of years, and it's been nice working with you. I hope you enjoy every minute of it.
George, it's been nice working with you. Wish we could have worked together longer. And one of the main things I missed from working with you for this short period of time was a chance to ride to the bar with you, me, and Darwin. Missed out on that. I'm real sorry. I guess you don't mind too much. I hope you have a very happy retirement. Cut.
Well, I understand it's time for good old George to retire from us. We're going to miss you, George. We used to like to go over there and see if we could pick one handicaps from the Racy Form Special. And George, you're always pretty good at it. You dug up all the facts on it. That's one thing I remember on you, but you also could pick out a lot of the details that were missing in some of the jobs, too. You were one of the finest. So I want to say to you, George, good luck to you. Happy retirement.
George Billings, somebody told me you're going to be leaving us. We're going to miss you around here. You've been a good friend and a good worker. Do drop around and see us. Have a long, healthy, happy retirement. Take care.
Well, George, I'm going to miss you. You're the only person I look forward to picking on me every day, but I know you'll find someone else to pick on. Bye now. Happy retirement.
Am I on? George, you notice we're saving best for last. This tape is my gift to you. They say that it's a small world, and it really is, because I found out just the other day that you and I both went to the same grade school in high school. That really is something. It's been great working with you, George, but who's going to pick on me now that you're leaving? I got to find somebody else. Have a happy retirement, guy. 5.
And George, if you ever get homesick for Building 6, here's one last look around the building for you.
retirement, George. Enjoy yourself. Lose about 200 pounds. Get yourself healthy and just enjoy the hell out of it. I'm not going to miss you very much. You always bounce my parts, and I never really cared for that. I'm probably about as happy to see you leave as your wife is going to be to see you come home.
Thank you, Richard Douglas.
And stay out.
And this is George's last day at Billings 6, the proper music maestro.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. A woman done left. I was working for. You better not try to stand in my way as I'm walking out the door. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
Retirement of George Billings and his daughter and son, to ask a few questions about George. Kay, the first question everyone wants to know is, what are you going to do with George around here all day on his retirement?
I haven't the faintest idea. Well, we'll probably find something to do.
And another question is George, is he hard to get up in the morning, or can you have to drag him out of bed?
No, he's easy to get up.
And do you think he'll be getting up at the same time now that he'll be going into retirement?
I think he will for a while.
Okay, we're going to come back about 6 months from now and ask you the same question. Wait, are you happy to have him home, retired?
I sure am. Honestly. Really?
Okay, we're going to come back 6 months from now and ask you that same question.
All right.
Okay, we're going to go over here now and talk to George's oldest son, Bill. Bill, what can you remember most about your dad growing up? Was he a pretty good dad?
Honestly? Yeah, yes. The greatest.
And now that he's retired, what do you think he'll be doing now?
Bugging me a lot. I don't know. He'll just be cleaning the house or something.
Okay.
Golfing.
You can't agree that he does look too young to retire.
Yeah, I can admit that, yeah.
Okay, and this beautiful young lady next to you is?
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Okay, this is Bill's wife, Bubbles. Bubbles, what do you think of Papa-in-law now that he's going to be retired? What do you think of this whole thing?
I don't know. I think he's going to be bored myself. I think maybe he'll do a lot of golfing, that's for sure.
Okay, thank you, Bubbles. And the young man I see is?
Brandon, this is his grandson.
Brandon, are you going to say hi to Grandpa? Wave at the camera and say hi, Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa.
Okay, and now we're talking to George's daughter.
Jerry.
Jerry, what do you think of your dad's up-and-coming retirement?
I have big plans for him.
Oh, you do? Can you tell us about some of
We're
them?
going to remodel the whole house. We're going to get to work right away.
Okay. Do you think he'll like retirement?
I don't know. Yeah, I think he'll love it.
You don't think he'll be bored?
No, I'll keep him busy. He'll keep busy, won't we, Brandon?
Okay, now we're going to swing the camera around, and we're talking to... Marcia, what do you think of Grandpapa's retirement?
I think it's okay.
You have he'll be around and take you a lot of places, huh?
Yeah.
That'll be great. Okay, Steve Clark Video Expressions. We've been talking to the family of George. Does anyone have any last words to say before we close down and go to George's retirement party?
Happy retirement.
Yes.
Yeah, happy retirement.
And we'll get that from Kay, his wife. Thank you.
And now, we take you to George's retirement party.
This is Video Expressions of Southfield, live at the retirement of George Billings. And this is Fred Sebecki of Ford World. And here are all some of the guests here tonight. And I wish you would all wish George Billings a happy retirement. Let's see if we can do it in unison. Happy retirement, George! There you are, George. Have a good one. Okay, this is Video Expressions coming live to you from Dearborn, and they're having the coverage of George Billings' retirement party. And we'll try to find out a little bit about George and his family life. Now, your name is what?
Jerry.
You're Jerry. Are you the daughter?
Yes, I am.
Grandma?
My mother.
That's your mother. What do you think of your dad retiring?
I think it's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he's going to have a great time.
And who is this little guy down here?
Brandon. Grandson.
And what's your name?
Brandon.
Benny.
Brandon.
Oh, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be happy that Grandma's going to be home all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Right, great. And George, this is a great event for you. I know I went through it, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
It's another cycle of life that we've got to put up with, but I'm sure going to give it a heck of a try.
That's great, because we all reach a certain cycle in our life that we have to go through. And what is your name?
Marsha.
Marsha?
Yeah.
And who are you? Is this your grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
And where's your mama?
She's at home.
She's at home. Okay. Now, you feel great that Grandpa's going to retire?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. So will Building 6. We can get some work done now. And your name is Kay.
Kay, yes, how are you?
I'm fine. And Kay, I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about George. How did you meet George?
Oh, I can't repeat that story.
Oh boy. Did you happen to know George while you went to school together?
No, we didn't.
No, this is after.
Way after.
Way after. So you don't want to give the details of the meeting.
No, I don't think so.
What does George like to eat?
Oh, he's not hard to please.
He's not hard to please. No. We're friends. We're friends. Is there any particular dish that he prefers over anything else?
Oh, no, just he likes ham and roast beef. He's a meat eater.
Meat and potatoes and mashed potatoes, is that right? And gravy?
Coleslaw.
Yeah, coleslaw.
And what? And coleslaw. Oh, did he get the recipe of making coleslaw from you?
No, he didn't, no.
No, he didn't. Do you know where he got it from?
Probably from his mother.
Probably from his mother, because he is known as the coleslaw king of Building 6, without a question of a doubt. And of course, we have many gourmet chefs in Building 6. One can make potato salad. If you never like potato salad, you go see Chris, and when he makes it, believe me, he'll make a believer out of you. And the people that make cheesecake, and of course George with the coleslaw, and there's everybody here that really likes to make different things, and everyone is delicious. I'm glad you could make it here tonight. And of course, Video Expressions of Southfield and Ford World welcome you and your family and your daughter-in-law. And what is your name?
Beverly.
Beverly.
Yeah.
Just face the camera.
Better known as Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Mhm.
Like soap bubbles?
Yeah, just like that.
What? Any particular reason why they call you Bubbles?
No, nothing I want to say. No.
Nothing you want to say. And is this your husband?
Yes, it is.
And what is his name?
Bill.
Bill? Hi. Bill, I'm Fred Sebecki of Ford World, and you're on Video Expressions coming live on the retirement party of your father. Can you tell me why you call her Bubbles? Or can't you say that? Not on camera. Not on video. No, you're coming live, and you're going to be on camera.
Yeah, I can't say it then.
Can't say it. How do you feel about your dad going into retirement?
It's fine.
Fine.
Glad he is.
Do you think that your mom could take him in a house for 24 hours a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'll probably be snooping in the pots and pans, and he'll be in the coleslaw for sure. It was nice talking to all of you. And
Mr. Ford.
it was very nice talking to all of you. And I hope you enjoy yourself tonight. I'm sure you will. And, of course, all the food is prepared by the men in the shop. The ribs are cooked by Maurice Jones, and the kielbasa is cooked by Sitar and Avedisian. Everything is prepared by the guys in the shop. And then you'll soon find out for yourselves that we have a bunch of gourmets in this building number 6. Thank you, and thank you, Video Expressions of Southfield.
Signing off.
We're to honor George on his retirement, and his attributes, we all know what they are, so why go into any great detail? So,
What are they? He just covered them.
well, he goes. He goes to the track once in a while. Not as often as he'd like, but anyway, you know, through all the years I worked with George, well, I mean, I've only known him 20 years. A lot of you fellows out there, especially you retirees, have known him a lot longer. But as far as I'm concerned, Will Rogers once said, he never met a man that he didn't like. And in my 20 years, I've never met a man that didn't like George. So trying to keep this as brief as possible, I'd like to present George with a little card here. Oh yeah, this is there. You didn't see it yet. All right, around, look at it. Show your face.
We've seen it, we signed it.
He downsized.
That's very nice. Now after you fellas eat and everything, and you ladies, we'll take this card out of the frame. We'd like to have anybody who didn't sign it come up here and sign it. I was getting a little ahead of myself. I guess I should have mentioned, as you know, this is George to my left. To his immediate left is his wife, Kay. To the immediate left of Kay is his daughter, Jerry. And there's one of George's proudest right at the end of the door, end of the table, Brandon. Now, to my immediate right is his son, Bill. And to Bill's right is his wife, Beverly. She looks a lot better than Bill.
Wait a minute.
To Beverly's right is Marcia, Bill's daughter. Not trying to slide anybody.
I didn't know Walker was family.
Is Bob Walker, who is presently in charge of Building 6. I don't know if he's a plant superintendent, a manager, or what, but he's the head honcho over there. Now, I've got to make one announcement here. There's a Brown Ford LTD out in the lot. License number is 354 GWH. You must move it. We have another little memento of George years of service for Ford Motor Company, and I'd like to present it to him now, something maybe he can put in his living room and look at the time go by. days of his retirement to get that thing working right. He can play with those screws all day long. Again, I'm requested to announce the Brown Ford LTD license number 354 GWH must be moved.
Tow it.
It is painted up.
Put the hook to it. They say they ain't moving. Hey, forget it.
At this time, I'm going to try to cut this as short as possible because there's a lot of things I got to do here. I'd like to call up George Samolsky.
George.
Hey, George. He wants to present a trophy to George.
Well, as everyone knows, George is a pretty practical type of guy. In the last couple, 3 years, I've been golfing with George. He's taught me a lot of my golf game. Everyone knows George is always in the high 30s, low 40s, you know. He just keeps strolling right along. And he told me what the true reason was for being such a good golfer. And I think this present is pretty practical type gift for a golfer like George. So. George, this is the most practical gift for any golfer, especially for George Billings.
On this memento, it's marked, you can look at it later, George Billings Official Golf Survivor Kit. If you don't know what an official golf survivor kit is, you never golf. This will last for about, what, 2 holes? 4 holes. You know on those chilly mornings when you go out golfing, you gotta, well, of course, it don't make any difference. It cools you down if it's 95, too. It's cold, it cools you down if it's 95. This officially is called Glug. It's a 50-50 mixture of blackberry brandy and veal. So all you golfers who've been having those chills, try it sometime.
Oh, thank you.
That one there. Now, George is an avid golfer, I would say. And we were trying to figure out a gift to get him for his retirement, so I'm just going to present this to you, George. It's not wrapped or anything. We figured that'd be a down payment on a set of golf clubs. This is really beautiful. Okay, now I have another card to present to him. There's really nothing in it.
Why bother?
It's just a card signed by people who could not make it, who contributed toward his gift money. So supervisor. I don't know what he is. He just came in the building. He's the leader of the EI committee. I guess I don't know what I am either, but I don't need to. I'm just passing through. George? Glad you didn't want too much said, so we won't bother. But, we are really going to feel a loss when you leave, George. Jack said it all when he said that there's nobody that knows you that doesn't like you. That's a very true statement. But also, if you're anything like the rest of the retirees, this means we're going to see more of you. You've always been able to keep yourself busy, and I know you'll be busier than ever now. And thank you for the job you've done. Thank you. I have one more to George before we get on with the festivities, but what I'm wondering is, what the hell are you doing at the retiree table, man?
I've been retired for 20 years.
Holy Miles Rushmore. Very full. Get with the peons, Mary. Let the retirees.
I have one more gift here to present to George. It wasn't for a person connected with the industry at all or the shop. It was just from a friend. And wait a minute. On the outside, I don't even know what it is yet myself. But it says, George, and then in parentheses, sexy.
No way.
Hey, I don't know what's been going on, but
Hey, Jared, cover Brandon's back here.
The secret's out, eh, George? Hey, Joe!
shot glass, 4 limes, salt shaker, two shot glasses.
Hey, George, only 4? Well, there's your first lunch together, boys.
It's kind of embarrassing. Wait a minute. Do you want to look at the card first, or do you want Kay to look at it? You're one of the nicest people I know. Oh. Hammond Terry. I guess it's Terry. Thanks, George.
Hey, here's you stole all my name, huh?
There's one thing I want to mention before we go to eat and carry on with this party. These front tables are filled with retirees except for one crasher. But I'd like to have all the retirees stand up. All the retirees.
Oh boy.
Earl Campbell, recent retirees, brought a gift up here from his wife to George, and it's, what is that, peanut brittle? Peanut brittle. A whole case of it, so he can eat till his heart's content.
I got another gift here from
Al Kraft. He sent us a little gift. I'd like people to come and take a look at it if they get a chance. He says if I can't play the game, I can use it for Joe Box. It's quite unique. You want me to say something?
Yeah, speech. Not yet. You'll get your turn, George.
I forgot everything I was going to say.
Well, I'm going to let George wrap this up.
All right, speech.
But what I want to do on the eating arrangements, naturally, us head table people. Then I want the retiree tables to go.
Except for us.
Where it goes west. Then we'll start with the rear table and so on and so forth. You guys up front there will try to get the first place. Okay? I want to turn this over to George now so we can get out of the eating.
All right, George.
I've always been a man of few words.
I feel enough.
But I can think of some band-aids for a few of you guys.
Ah, George.
In all seriousness, I really thank you all, and it's been a great pleasure, and you're a big part of my life, and I'll never forget you.
Welcome to the club, George.
After we get done eating, I would like to have all the retirees up at the front of this table here. All the retirees are building 6, so we can take a picture with George and his family. Okay, all the retirees. Let's go ahead.
Friends, you know that? In all seriousness, I'd like to wish you a happy retirement. And I know you're going to have a great time with your grandchildren like I have. I've been having them over every week and kitchen and all the times I missed. And I hope you do the same. And take it easy on the point. I'll see you at Yorkville Downs. We will have lunch and play a couple. You have a good retirement, and the main thing is stay in good health. We'll see you, George.
while you're down at your place. If you can't handle it, I'll be there to help you out. Retirement.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. A woman done way as I'm walking out the door. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
Lose the marina. Township officials say if they increase rates, they'll make a profit, violating their contract with the state. The Waterways Commission contends Elmwood's low rates create unfair competition. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Back where he started tonight, state police swarmed a closed horse race track and captured fugitive Hector Herman Torres. He made it to the track, which is exactly 5 miles from the prison. New Mexico's governor has ordered those men who are still on the loose shot to death if necessary in order to capture them. Our state's police agencies and the FBI are looking for 3 men who fled from the southern Michigan prison at Jackson over the weekend. 2 of them